Hi guys, welcome back to Technique Tuesday, and today I'm here with my friend Bob and we're going to take it right back to basics and learn about the roundhouse kick. So if this is your first time doing kickboxing or any kind of striking martial art, then this is going to be a good video for you to learn how to do this. Okay, it's sometimes called the round kick, well the turning kick if you do like taekwondo or something like that, but we call it the roundhouse kick. So, unlike most other kicks that you learn, like the front kick or the side kick or the hook kick, this isn't kicking with the bottom of your foot. This is one of the few kicks that kicks with the top of your foot. So, when you strike the target, you really need to be careful that you're not kicking with your toes, because that's the mistake all beginners make. Or they try and turn their foot to the side and kind of kick it like they're kicking a football. Okay, so we're not doing any of that. We're going to kick with the top of our foot. So if you imagine you were wearing shoes, it would be that area of your foot where your shoelaces or your Velcro is. So the first thing I like to do is when I'm training the roundhouse kick is make it as easy as absolutely possible. So we take away gravity entirely, we lie down, have a nice rest. So lie on your side, your kicking leg is going to be on top, and imagine this was my standing leg if I was still vertical. I'm going to prop myself up with my elbow on this hand. This arm here, always keep that one hand up in guard, you want to protect yourself. With your kicking leg, just point your knee up to the ceiling as high as you can. Okay, depending on your flexibility, depending on how much movement you got in this. I want to do a little warm up, do a few stretches first. Okay, just point that knee up. Once you get to this stage, the important thing about the toes, so you don't kick with your toes, is curl them back. Okay, so that when we straighten our leg and do the kick, we're going to lift our leg right up so it points up to the ceiling. Your toes should be pointing up in a straight line. So imagining we're kicking something here. Because if I flex my foot like that, and I kick, I'm hitting my toes. So that's why it's important at this stage, when we're in what we call our chamber position, we have those toes curled back. And then we slowly extend our leg up and down. The reason we do it slowly is because it's going to build up your leg strength, and it's going to build up your flexibility, and it's also going to help improve your technique. You can do it fast, but it's just not going to have as much benefit as if you do it slowly. It's one of those things when you're training, start off slow whenever you do anything, and then later we can add in the speed. Get the technique first. Technique, add the speed later, and then that's how you get power. Okay? So once you've done about 10 of these on each leg, then you're ready to take it to the next stage. So we make it a little bit harder. This time, you're going to give yourself something to lean against. So this could be the back of a sofa, back of a chair. It could be a friend who's just letting you stand and hold onto their shoulder. It could be a wall, whatever you want, okay? You just need a solid surface that's not going to move and you can put your weight onto it a little bit. So we're still not quite getting the full effect of gravity because we're not freestanding. We do have something to lean against, so it's a little bit easier, but our leg is still doing all the work. So when we're in this position, your standing leg, you want to try and turn your toes in so they're pointing towards the thing you're leaning against. Imagining the thing that you're kicking is directly away on that side of your body. Okay? So I'm stood here side on, my right hand is holding on to my friend here, Bob. My right foot is turned towards my toes, which means my target is directly to the left of me. Okay? Not in front of me, but to the left. So my kicking leg, just like we did on the floor, I'm going to lift my knee up and point my knee at what I want to kick, okay? Because when you extend your leg, your foot is going to go in the direction your knee is pointed. If I point my knee down, my foot goes down. If I point my knee up, my kick goes up, okay? And remember, as soon as we're up in this position, we lift our foot up, point our knee, curl those toes back, okay? So when we do the kick and we hit that target, we're still kicking with the top of our foot and not with our toes, okay? My other hand, my free hand, that's still up in the air, okay? Get into the good habit of keeping that hand up, and that'll keep you protected, so if somebody counters the punch or the kick, you can still block. Or, after you finish your kick, you can step in and throw that punch. So always keep that hand up. So, lean, toes pointed in, chamber up, curl your toes back, and then again, just about 10 slow kicks on each leg. Okay, once you got the hang of that, ready to take it to the next stage. So now we don't need anything to lean up against. We can do away with the floor, do away with the wall. Now you're just going to be here in front of your target, freestanding. Lead hand still up in guard. Rear hand now, it's obviously not leaning up against anything and propping you up. So you're going to keep that beside your chin, okay? If somebody counters your kick with a kick themselves, it's probably going to come around and hit you, okay? Common counter for the roundhouse is another roundhouse. So protect your face at all times. So one hand up, other hand by the chin. Turn your toes on your back foot, chamber up, curl your toes back on your kicking leg, and then flick your leg out and kick with the top of your foot. So it's turn, guard, chamber, curl your toes back, extend your leg, bring it back, put it down. Okay? Now, you can, show you on the target with my other foot, you can kick with the top of your foot, like that. Or if you want to get more of a kind of Muay Thai style roundhouse, you can start a little bit closer and get more of the kind of top of your shin, bottom of your shin, sorry, just sort of above the ankle there to strike the target. Okay? But in kickboxing styles we teach, it's mostly just with the foot, because if you're wearing foot pads, you don't want to be hitting something with your shin, you want to hit them with the foot pads. Okay? So when you're practicing this, again, we can go slowly or we can go fast. And as you're getting warmer and you're starting to get better at your kicks, you can start raising the hands. Okay, most kickboxing styles, if they're doing a points scoring system, they'll score an extra point for a head kick. So it's really worth it to be able to get the flexibility, to get up there and kick somebody in the head. Okay, but all those same principles that we've just been practicing will count. So turning that back foot, lifting that chamber up, flicking that foot out, and hitting the target. Now, what I've been showing you there is the lead leg roundhouse. I like to start off with the lead leg roundhouse because it's a little bit more difficult than the rear leg roundhouse. But once you've got it, then it makes doing that rear leg roundhouse a lot easier. So now if I was to throw the rear leg roundhouse, I'm going to pivot that front foot. Okay, that's really important. If I don't turn this foot, I've got problems when I come to throw the kick because my hips are going to be kind of fighting against each other, and it's not going to allow me to get full rotation into my kick, which is going to take away some of the power. It's also going to hurt a little bit, and long term, if you continue doing it, you'd actually do a bit of damage to yourself. So make sure you're pivoting that front foot. So if you're only thinking about the kick in different little stages, breaking it down, make sure that pivot is the first thing you do, okay? Whether you're pivoting on the spot, or whether you're taking a step out to the side, either way is fine, but just make sure you turn that front foot. So I turn that front foot, I then bring the chamber around on my back foot, like that, okay? Again, I want to point with my knee where I want to kick, and then once I'm in that position, curl your toes back, so you're bringing your foot back towards your butt, and once you're there, then you can flick out your foot and hit that target, okay? So it's pivot, chamber, kick. So the rear leg roundhouse, once you start throwing it a little bit more smoothly, instead of going 1, 2, 3, throw it all in one movement, all of a sudden it becomes a lot smoother but a lot more powerful than your lead leg roundhouse. Your lead leg roundhouse is really good for speed. If you're just wanting to catch somebody with a quick flick kick, perfect. If you're wanting to actually hurt somebody and get some power into that kick, then that rear leg roundhouse, that's where you want to go, okay? So, but as long as you remember that pivot, bring the chamber around, and then that flick at the last second, that's where you're going to get the power, okay? Careful you don't kick too soon. I extend that leg here, and I swing that leg around, and I'm losing that power kind of around here before it's got to the target. You really want to save it up until the last second. Imagine you're stretching out an elastic band and you just let it go at the last second just before it breaks. So I bring my knee around and I flick right at the last moment. Pivot, chamber, kick. Bring that foot back if you can. Practice there with some control. Once you've got the basic technique, you can start doing a few different drills to make it a bit more difficult, build up your leg strength. One that I really like to do is imagine the target is made out of Velcro and you've got a bit of Velcro on your foot. So you do that roundhouse kick, imagine your foot sticks there just for a second and then pull it back. You'll soon start to feel that burning a little bit in the top of your quad and start strengthening your leg following that roundhouse kick. You can do the same with the rear leg as well. Go there, stick and bring it back. that little kicking stick drill there will help you with your kicking and your control. But what I always say to people is if you really want to improve your kicks, is go back to those sticky kicks that we did at the start there, practicing those 10 roundhouse kicks. If you practice that every day, you'll soon see a quick improvement in your leg strength, your flexibility, and your technique. Anyway guys, that was a run through on how to throw the roundhouse kick, both off the lead leg and the rear leg. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to come along and try out classes here in Inverurie, click the link in the description and book yourself a tryout. In the meantime, hope you have a fantastic week. Tune in next Tuesday for the next one.